Hello, everybody. We're just getting set up to go live. So just give us a second. Okay, hopefully. Okay, we should be live in all of the groups. There we go. Welcome, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. So today we thought we would talk about planning podcasts and interviews. And this stemmed from us doing the live with Liz Wilcox. And actually, Andrea had already started working on a podcast interview planner spreadsheet. And so we actually got to use that spreadsheet in action and then make some tweaks on just to make it efficient and really flow for us. So I'll actually drop we have if you go to spreadsheetables.com/051324, that is the doc for today. And we've given you some tips, and we just laid out all the information that we're putting into this spreadsheet today that we're talking about. So you can go ahead and make your own. As usual, the VIPs, you guys can grab this in the vault. And then it's also available on Etsy if you want just like a personal use. You just want to use it for yourself. So the spreadsheet that we are talking about today, I'm going to present my screen so we can see it. Okay. Is this episode planner. And I'm going to zoom out so you can see all of it, or most of it anyway. It's pretty in-depth. It's got like all the information on there. And to be honest, it's funny. We were planning for this live with Liz Wilcox, and Andrea was like, oh, hey, I've got like this spreadsheet that I'm working on. And to be honest, the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, that is like a lot. I don't think I'm going to need this. Like, this is too much. But then I started using it and I was like, oh man, this is so useful. So we don't necessarily use this for like our Monday lives that we do right now, but definitely when we're with a guest, I would highly recommend setting up something like this. And I think the reason it was nice was when you have a guest on, both of you are busy, the host and the guest, and you don't want to, ever put somebody in a position that they, don't have enough information, or they're having to like email you back and get all the details. You don't want it that they, can't find the link for something. So you don't want to leave them scrambling. So this is why it's nice. And so trust me, once you like start doing this and get a hold of this, it definitely makes a lot of sense once you start filling it out. We can look at the one we did with Liz first. Okay, so when you're with a guest, you're just going to go ahead and share this. So that's what we did in the email. We had first lined up the live with Liz. She said, cool, I'm game. And then we put this together and sent this over. So whenever you share this, we just shared it right here. And we did anyone with the link and set them up as a viewer and then just copy the link. I don't think I would make somebody an editor unless it was a real like collaborative thing, but ours was more like kind of interview style. Yeah. And so the idea of this is it just covers all the bases. At the very top, you want to be really clear on what the date and the time is, and the, oh my God, what is this called? Time zone. Thank you. I'm actually going to go back to this template. So this is the one we used with Liz. And then from this, we tweaked the template a little bit more. So I broke this down into date, time, and then the time zone. So that's really important, especially when you're promoting a podcast or an interview or any sort of live that you have to remember when you're first starting that just about anybody across the world can join. So if you've made it available for people, so you want to have that time zone in there. And then we wanted to make the link to go live really clear. It is here in like the episode details, but the day of, it can be very stressful to go live, especially if we've all had like something happen right before you're going live and you're scrambling and then you're kind of late, which you don't want to be, but it happens. So you want to be able to go somewhere and find all of that detail really quickly. A little tip, if anybody's using StreamYard, I made a note here. I didn't leave it in the template, but if you use StreamYard, you might want to say the live is on StreamYard and it's not compatible with Safari. So I've made this mistake. I actually made this mistake. I can't remember what live it was, Andrea. I went to join. Oh, it was our VIP call. And I know this and I forgot. And I tried to join from Safari, and just Safari has like, I love Safari, but it has all sorts of issues, especially with any sort of Google type platform. So you might want to put that note in there so that they don't make the same mistake, because that would be very stressful. We put share graphics in here for the one that we did live with Liz. So you have to remember that when you're going to do an interview or a podcast, it's an opportunity to promote both of you, and that you can be sharing information leading up to that. So that's what we did here. If I click on this, it sent Liz and anybody else or her VA to this template where they can use some of the graphics. I think I had more graphics to give some variety, but gave them this one here. Yeah, so that just makes it really easy for people to, share and promote what you have going on. Okay, so next up, I think like our original template, Andrea did like an amazing job. She had everything in there, but I was realizing we needed host information too, because I think originally when you're thinking of this planner, you're doing it for yourself, but then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, this would be cool to share. So you need to include information about yourself as well. Again, they might be busy. So you want to give them, all the places to go to learn about you, to share your Facebook group, your YouTube, all of those things. And your email contact information. I debated adding cell phone or like something else. I was worried like the day of, if something happened, we maybe didn't have a really good way to connect with each other. I guess we had Facebook Messenger, which worked out. I think she did message us during it, but I missed it. I don't know if Andrea caught it, but that might have been handy.
I put messages through private chat on StreamYard, which I didn't even know was a thing. I saw like a notification pop. I was like, what is this? And it was like, we saw the message like 5 minutes later. It's like, oh boy.
Okay, so is that how she messaged you? We've never used that feature.
Yeah,
so
on the side over there's like comments, banners, brand, and then private chat.
Okay, and I guess probably a lot of platforms have that as the private chat. Yeah. So I didn't even think of that. So that would be a good way to get a hold of them. Oh, and let me say too, I titled this as like perfectly planned podcasts and interviews. And I debated not using perfectly planned because, as we know, tech happens. Andrea and I have had that happen so many times. So I'm not saying that this is going to make everything perfect. The reason ours went well is because, we had the spreadsheet, but also like tech cooperated with us that day. We've had a lot of times when we've had tech fails, and you just have to kind of work through it. So okay, so we've got guest information, so the same details. Bios. So this is important to, whenever you're doing a podcast or an interview, you're going to introduce that person and you want to know some of their background to just when you go to introduce them. So I've split this into, you would have your host or your guest bio and your host bio. Now this was designed to you would just type right in here. I don't know, for some reason I thought maybe I'll put it in a document, but you definitely don't have to do that. So it just links to this.
Yep.
So episode details, again, we have the link. I just kind of wanted to make sure the link was, everywhere. They're not going to miss it. The title of it, this is handy to have some of this information set up ahead of time, because if you are going live in a Facebook group and you're using StreamYard, you need all that information like quickly. Like I start setting up for this live probably 20 to 30 minutes ahead of time just to make sure, because I have to go into StreamYard, I have to add the title and the description, and then I have to go to Facebook. And in the early days when I first was doing this, or this was only like last week or the week before, I was missing like adding the title and the description, and it won't let you go live without those things. So it's handy to have information like that ready to go so you can copy and paste it into it. Okay, and then you want intro and outro. I find, I don't know how you guys function. Andrea and I liked kind of just like a flowy conversation. So we didn't stick to this structure, but it was just nice to lay it out so that we kind of know like, okay, here's some of the points we might want to cover in the introduction and the outro. So I don't necessarily read these things, but it's nice to just like put it in your head and get planned for that. You know what else we should add to this, Andrea, as I'm talking?
What?
A description.
That's a good point. Under the episode, right?
Yeah, because I was debating whether I say this live, but yeah, when we set up in StreamYard and Facebook, you need a description, and it would be nice to have that already ready to go. So
Yeah.
I think we'll add that to this template.
Yeah. Good idea.
Okay. See, this is why it's good to like use your spreadsheet, test it out. And now even talking about it, I'm like learning more about what we should add to it. Okay. So the next section is your topics. So along here, we have 5 topics and then some takeaway episode highlights. This was useful to, again, we liked to just be kind of flowy and go with the conversation, but it does help you structure your podcast or your interview so that you know you're covering some of the main topics that you find important and that your audience finds important.
And you want to keep it like consistent also. Like you don't want to escape from one topic to like something completely different. You kind of want to like merge into it like nicely.
Yeah.
We've seen in the past many different interviews, where people is like, that is very choppy, right? So here's the question, and then your interviewer responds it, they say blah blah blah, and you're like, oh great. And like you don't even acknowledge whatever the answer is, and you just like hop into the next thing, which is like has nothing to do with the whole answer. So like don't do that. Whatever whenever you're interviewing somebody, do not like do not like stick in there and read your questions. This is why we have this planner, so you can like plan the flow. You don't have to read anything, right? It's just whatever, and you let the interviewer kind of like lead the conversation, and then you keep going based on their responses. But also, again, keep your structure so it's not like just random stuff all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. I found these topics, like you said, I did like check in every once in a while, but it was really just to see like, okay, have we covered the stuff we wanted to cover in topic 1? Cool,
Right.
let's move on. If not, like, let's ask a couple more questions.
Yeah.
So that's how I found it. We didn't necessarily like go through and check the boxes.
Read everything.
But it was a good like scan to be like, okay, topic 1 is done. Let's move on to topic 2 while still keeping a flow. Yeah, and like Andrea said, not making it choppy. Okay, so yeah, and then obviously at the end is your like time to pitch something. I think Liz, what I learned from Liz was she did something really cool. I think it was one of these like topic 3 or topic 4. She was like, oh, can I share my screen really quick? And she was showing, what was she showing? Like templates?
Inside of her membership area.
Yeah, inside the membership. And it was a really great way to like answer one of our questions, but show inside the membership. So there wasn't this like hard pitch at the end, which was kind of cool.
I
Like,
remember this.
yeah. So we just kind of mentioned it at the end. And then, yeah, I really liked that. I think I'd keep that in mind for if we're ever guests on somebody else's. It was a cool way to just give people a glimpse without doing like a hard pitch for it. Yeah. Okay, so you'll notice in Liz's, I call it Liz's, in the planner that we used for last week, I actually deleted all the rest of the information. So I'm going to go back to the template here. And that's what's nice about this template. This one is a super easy one. There's no crazy equations or formulas. The only thing in this is, so there's a drop down in here, which goes to this setup tab. So you can enter your locations here for wherever your live is going to be. And there is one equation here, which is a spark line. So if I put tasks in here, I'm just going to put a few. Andrea, you left this like box here, and I was like, I wonder if that's supposed to be a spark line. So that's what I did with it. I don't know if that's what you had intended, but so when you go to check these off, that is going to fill in to show your progress for that checklist. Okay. So those are the only couple things in there. So with this, if anybody's using this template, you can go ahead and modify things without too much fear of breaking anything, except for maybe if you're taking away or adding. No, I think it has a count formula in here. Yeah, it does. So I think you're even okay to add if you insert cells here on the checklist.
Yeah, just add it.
But for the one we did last week, oh, you broke up, or maybe it's mine. Yeah, so we had deleted all of this just because I was sharing it with somebody else, and I didn't want to put in like all the editing tasks and publishing tasks. So feel free to delete that. But if you're finding this helpful for yourself, leave that information in there. So you can check off, all the recording tasks, the editing tasks, the publishing tasks, equipment checklist for when you go live, marketing checklist. So that goes back to, sharing your graphics and things, letting people know about it. And then your affiliate and sponsorship links go in here. So when I had deleted this section, I had just added, I went up to host and guest information. And one of these cells I had changed to affiliate link. Oh, is it typing? It's not typing. There we go. Affiliate link. Because I wanted to make sure both parties had, the affiliate links for the Spreadsheetables program would go in here. And then Liz's affiliate program went in here, just so that it was really clear and they had those. You could even add a button up here, like for affiliate link, if you want to make it so that they can grab it really easily. Okay, what else? And then, if you are part of VIP, I meant to show you this earlier. This is the vault that we have, if you haven't seen inside of it before. And if you've missed it, Andrea made some really great changes to the vault. So if we go in, here's the podcast planner. You can grab the copy here. We also now have this spreadsheet walkthrough, and this is the video that you can share when you go to sell your spreadsheet and you want something to share with your audience on just walking through how to use this spreadsheet. You can share the link for this video directly with your people. To all our we have all sorts of training videos and everything else in the membership. This is a special video for you guys to be able to share. This isn't on all the spreadsheets because this is new that we started adding this. We just wanted to make it really easy for you guys when you go to list products to sell. And then we also have a description here, and we've done like some SEO keyword research for you here, just some ideas to add to that template. Okay. And then also make sure you guys grab, this is the document for today. And we've made a list of all the elements of that spreadsheet that we just talked about here. So your guest info, the guest bio, the intro, the outro, all your checklists, just to make sure that you have everything covered. And then in here as well, this is the replay live link. You can grab it for personal use here. VIPs, here's your link to grab it. And that's the membership link if you're looking for that there. Okay, I don't know if I've covered all of that or if anybody has any questions about organizing your lives, and let us know if you would use something like that to organize guests. Do you have guests currently? Yeah, we should also probably like drop in the group if people are looking for guests for their memberships or programs, just to kind of get some, cross promotion of some people to see if anyone's interested in that. I'm trying to check the comments. I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't think Facebook showed the live to people. There was like zero reach in there. Facebook's been crazy lately.
Oh, for the one we did last week, or
right now we've been live for
right now?
Yeah, like been live for like 20 minutes, and the reach is like zero.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, no, but I like it, and I think that I know many people, like you say, they like to do collaborating, with other membership owners, and this is great because you can plan everything and you can share it with them. There's no like guessing of like what is going to be asked, or like what the interview is supposed to be like, or what the collaboration is supposed to be like. And in the day off, like you both can be on the spreadsheet. I think I would give editing rights, just in case they want to add something in there. Maybe we should put like a section for, like, I don't know, like comments or something. Maybe like a private chat, like back and forth. I don't know, something like that, if somebody wants to edit something.
Yeah, I wondered that because the bio section I had actually written to say like, hey, can you have a look at the bio to make sure it's okay? So that's a good point. Like, you may want editing access, because you can always, like, if you're afraid of information disappearing, you can always check. I can probably show people now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back in. Okay. In this one, up at the top, there's this little like clock. And if you hover over it, it says last edit was 5 minutes ago. So if I click on that, it gives you the version history. This is going back to April 12th. And if I open some of these up, like this is yesterday, so I can open this up. I can see all these different edits that I've done. And if I click on it, it's going to change to the screen, and it has this restore version. So if you're ever afraid of something changing, you can check in here on what has changed.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I don't know what I did here, but it's purple, so I must have done something. Okay, so when I check this one at 7:42, I was editing in here.
Yeah.
Today, what did I do today?
The affiliate link.
Oh yeah, the affiliate link. So it's showing me all of that stuff I just did live with you guys. So that's handy. So if you ever, screwed up and you need to go back, you can use that feature. This was me. I was doing a video, the walkthrough video. So I was typing in sample information. So you can always do restore this version. Just remember that it's not going to save all these other edits. It's literally like a time. What is it on Mac? It's like a time capsule, time machine. It literally just goes back to that, and it'll get rid of all the editing you've done before. So just be aware of that if you ever restore a version. So,
and you can always make a copy, just for you copy, and then share the main spreadsheet, and then you can if they erase something by accident, you can always have that on a separate copy, so you don't have to go back and erase what they already did that you want to keep in there. So
yeah, just perfect. Awesome. All right, we're gonna keep it today, guys. So you have all the links there. I need, if you want membership, to grab that template at spreadsheetables.com/membership. We will talk to you guys later.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.